Will be presenting to you on how to turn fat into muscle. You can't essentially turn fat into muscle, but you can shed fat and you can build muscle. And these are the steps that you can take to do so. So, the four elements in turning fat into muscle is proper diet, exercise, discipline, and you also got to have your rest because your muscles need recovery. So you're going to be able to turn your flab into fab by these steps. 9 years ago, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. This is a condition where your thyroid glands don't produce enough hormones for your body to, function normally as a human. So your equilibrium is kind of like thrown off. So you don't have this. Everything is thrown out of whack. It affects your mind, body, and soul essentially. So some of the symptoms of hypothyroidism was extreme weight loss, extreme diarrhea. Everything that I ate, it came out of me. Insomnia, wasn't able to sleep. Heart palpitations, which means you have a regular heartbeat. Sometimes your heart is beating out of your chest, and sometimes it's beating slow, so that kind of threw off the rhythm of your heartbeat. Increased appetite. I couldn't even drink water. I was so weak at one point that I couldn't even do one push-up. And like chronic hoarseness, since it affected your thyroid glands, therefore it affected your vocal cords. So I didn't sound like this. I kind of sounded like Barry White with the top. So the first step that I took to my road to recovery and redemption was I got surgery and I got my thyroid gland removed. Then I started taking my medication, and that was the process on my road to recovery. So I turned from skinny to like skinny fat, kind of had like a George Jetson build. I didn't like the way I looked, so I started hitting the weights because I wanted to transform my physique so I can go to the beach. So that was my transition. This is how I transformed my physique, even more so a better physique than I had before when I was sick. So these are the steps that I took. My first step was strength training. I started lifting weights. So the more weight, the heavier the weights that I lifted, and the less repetition, that increased muscle mass. But on a different aspect, and vice versa, the more reps that I did and the lesser weight, that increased muscle definition, and it also increased endurance at the same time. And over time, my body developed muscle memory. So that was muscle memory. Let me explain muscle memory to y'all. Muscle memory is when you can take a couple of weeks off, and then when you go back into the gym, it's like your body adapts to the weight that you was already lifting. So you can even come back stronger and even have more endurance. So it's kind of like it all comes with repetition. But basically, the more you work out, the more your body builds that muscle memory. So that can happen over time. It don't matter what age you are. Then I did cardio. Cardio is one of the most important things on burning calories. Running is one of the best ways to burn fat because it kickstarts your metabolism. Swimming is a great way in cardio because it increases your heart rate as well. because of the water resistance. And the more your heart beats, the more calories that you burn. Next, along with just working out, you had to have the proper diet. If you don't got the proper diet, it's just like going to be counterproductive. So protein is the most important way on building mass and building muscle, because along with building mass and building muscle, you can also burn fat. The more protein you have in your body, the more fat that you will burn. The next thing is eating fruits and vegetables. Eating fruits and vegetables, they increase your immune system and they decrease the chances of getting cancer. They reduce the chances of getting cancer. So eating vegetables and fruits are essential. And not just any fruits and vegetables, but you got to make sure that they're organic and they're FDA approved, which is hard to find these days. And water is essentially the most important thing, because water detoxifies your body and it takes all the toxins out of your body, so you can just cleanse your whole body, and it helps your digestive system. So water, vegetables, and protein, those are the most important parts of your diet. You don't have to take a whole bunch of supplements. You just got to stay consistent. And that's what we transition to our next part, is with discipline and consistency. This is the main thing. It's important that you work out at least 3 to 5 times a week, at least, like 30 minutes, 2 hour day, depending on your work schedule. I know everybody got different schedules. Yeah, depending on your work schedule. So you just make sure that you stay consistent. Never fall off track, because when you fall off, that's when your body falls off. And you got to have the mental capacity to make sure that you work it always, because it ain't about your age or anything. It's about your mind state. That's where the discipline comes in. And the main thing is to say no to fried foods, stay low on carbohydrates, and no sugars. No sugars at all is the best way you can transform your body into the best physique you want, because sugars trap fat. And that's one thing you don't want to do, because you're trying to lose all of that, and all the hard work that you put in, it'll be counterproductive, because you ate all those sugars. Say you had a hard workout and then you ate all those sugars and stuff. I mean, you're not doing nothing but trapping it, so you're gonna look bulky and crazy. And last but not least is proper rest. You need your proper rest so you can rebuild your muscle, because it rebuilds torn muscle fibers when you're in the gym working out. And the only way your muscles grow is when you get you an adequate amount of sleep. So sleep is the most important thing, because it recharges your focus mentally, and it also recharges your muscles. In conclusion, we learned the 4 steps to transforming your body, and that's diet, exercise, discipline, and rest. So you want to do all those things so you can accomplish and obtain your desired fitness needs and fitness goals. So guys, let's get ready to work out.